I found evidence of my girlfriend trying to have an affair. She talked with him about me and the things I lacked. I'm so disgusted and want to puke. Posted by you/throwaway73726266648. This is hard. We, 27M, 25F, have been together for nearly 8 years. We built a life together. So, there's so much to this, but basically, I did that thing that everyone in a relationship should be wary of. I looked through her phone. And I found messages upon messages from a mutual friend who lives out of state now that were concerning. Initially, I was going to leave right then and there, but I wanted to try to talk to her. So I gave her almost 3 chances to own up to it. The first time, I was really vague and just asked if there was someone else. She flat out denied it. I thought I was prepared for her to deny it, but it turns out I wasn't. Then the other times, I got more and more pointed. Finally, she admitted that the guy had messaged her and flirted with her, but we knew he was that way, and while she didn't tell him to F off, she wasn't into it. Now, I didn't see any messages from her at the beginning that showed she was exactly complicit in it. So while I didn't believe her, I tried to give her a chance. I know it's stupid, but we've been together for so long, and we built a life together. But then I dug again. And there it was. All of it. And worst of all, she took the time to insult me to him. That hurts. So effing much, that hurts. I know my faults, and I know what I could have worked on in this relationship, but I really tried. Every day I tried. But for her to tell someone else things about me like that, I can't help but feel broken. So right now, I'm waiting for her to wake up and leave for work. Then I'm packing what I can and heading to a friend's place and, I don't know. I spent 8 years on this relationship, and I'm going to walk away from it. I wrote a note out on my phone that I'm going to write up for her after she leaves. It says everything I can think to say. I mulled over what to say nonstop. Somewhat satisfyingly, I'm going to tell her how she did this. To know that and remember that. And that if at any point she thinks we can be okay, that she effed this and hurt me so much. I'm scared. I'm lost, and so much so that I don't want to have to do this. But I have to, and I know ultimately it's going to get better. But also, F all of this. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. If you're 27 and have been in a relationship for 8 years, that means this will be the first time you'll be single while having financial independence and a solidified social status. This whole ordeal might be a bit rough for you at first, but if you play your cards right and don't wallow in the past too much, this might turn into a very freeing and exciting phase of your life. Wish you the best. Ops response. This. 100% this. You nailed it with the first part. I lived with a friend for a year before she and I moved in together, but I was young and had a part-time job. That's something I'm trying to think about more and more, that this is for the better beyond just leaving this situation. So thank you for helping clarify that in my head. Commenter 2. Don't be too hard on yourself regarding the things she said about you. To get to the point of cheating on you, she needs to vilify you to help justify things in her own mind. She needs to accentuate the negative. She has to be the good guy in this scenario to help her feel better about what she is doing. By sharing those thoughts with the other, she is looking for validation of her conclusions to cheat on you. Of course, the other guy will agree with anything to get in her pants. She probably doesn't really have as much of an issue with you as it sounds. But I don't mean to give her a pass, this still isn't healthy, and you need to dump her ASAP. Ops response. Thank you for this. Sincerely, thank you. What you said makes a lot of sense. I'm trying to forget what she said, but it hurts so much. This helps a lot. Op adds an edit to his post. She's up now and getting ready for work. She tried to kiss me and apologized about tossing and turning all night, and she knew it kept me up. I seem to be getting a lot of pushback on the letter. When she leaves, I'm going to pack, and I'll mull it over again. But I'll say this, if I decide to write it and it ends up being a mistake, then so be it. It felt nice to at least draft it out on my phone. Made things more real so I can convince myself more that I have to leave. Op adds a second edit to his post. She just left for work. I'm going to shower and truthfully let out a nice cry. Then pack my stuff. Lots of people are saying to straight ghost her, and lots are saying a short and to the point note instead of a letter. I'm going to contemplate that in the shower. She kept saying I love you, and I was reluctant to say it back. She said it 3 times, and I kind of grumbled it out once. I'm certain once she reaches work, she'll text me about that. I'm not going to respond to her while she's at work. She won't be home till probably 8 tonight. Op adds a third edit to his post. I'm packing up now. The cats seem to know something is up because they won't leave me alone. Honestly, it breaks my heart. I've been mulling the letter over. I reread it a few times. And I've decided on a short note just laying out that I know and I'm leaving. Essentially something like, I left. I know about you and am insert what I read and saw. I'm so utterly disappointed in you. I won't be answering my phone, and I wish for you not to contact me. At some point, we'll get together to discuss logistics. Also, I am reading everyone's comments. If I didn't reply, I'm sorry. To the people that have commented about going through something similar, I am so sorry you're going through this as well. I don't know what you'll be able to glean from my situation, but I hope something here in all of this helps you all as well. Op adds a fourth edit to his post. I'm pretty much packed with what I can get out right now. Obviously, there's a lot more. I'm writing the note and then leaving. I'll need to find food after I drop off what I have. This may be the last update since she won't be off till later tonight. But I'll respond to you all when I can. Gives me something to do. Op adds a fifth edit to his post. I'm at my friend's place. She's giving me the lay of the land. People have been talking about taking the cat. Currently, that's not an option. My friend has 3 and a dog. My cats are spoiled and hate anyone that isn't her or me. I'm not worried she'd do anything to them. If anything, she's going to want them around if she does get upset. Not that she deserves that, but it is what it is. Thank you, everyone, for the kind words and the advice. I'll respond to some of you again here soon. Someone asked me about my work. I work in equine care. It's actually really cool, I love my job, and I love being there. So once I start going back in a few days, it'll be a really good distraction. In a bit, I'm going to get food and maybe walk around downtown and goof off. Also, my friend reminded me she's going out of town next week for a week. So I'll have the place to myself. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But hey, she'll have someone to watch her animals while she's gone, so there's that. I know I have a lot of figuring out to do. But I literally just left. Oh, and someone else mentioned they hope I find things to do to make myself happy. I had plans before all of this to go to the usual brewery with some friends tomorrow. Initially, I was going to call some of them and say I need space, but thinking about it more, it actually sounds like the perfect distraction. Op adds a sixth edit to his post. Got food, banh mi and a Mai Tai, if anyone was curious, and talked to a couple of friends. So I'm sorry I haven't been replying. It's going to take a while to go through all the messages and comments, but from what I've seen so far, I want to say for the umpteenth time, thank you, you all. Op adds a seventh edit to his post. Okay, this is my last update. Apparently, I used a word that alt-right folks like to use, but it was used to describe me, so whatever. I'm still trying to go through all the comments, but I saw some people had questions, I'll do my best to address them. The friend is, well, a friend. I don't know what else to say on that. There's nothing there. A guy and a girl can be friends and that's it. If this is weird for you guys, then I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know if this is going to be a straight move in. I'm still figuring things out. Some people have said I'm no better than her, and that 8 years without being married was already a bad sign, etc. Well, I guess so. Clearly, this relationship isn't working out. Look what it led to. If that's my fault or her fault or our fault or whatever, it is the situation I'm in. And on the note of what it led to, a lot of people asked me what exactly was said or done. I realize I kept it vague, and I suppose it was because I felt weird typing it out. But I don't mind telling you guys what I can. As far as I know, she hasn't actually cheated, i.e., effed him. They messaged flirtatious things, calling each other hot, sexy, etc., and there were some pictures, but no nudes. But the recent thing I found, and I'll touch on the going through the phone thing next, it was messages about wanting to F each other. Straight up. That they missed a chance because of me. But, and this, for me, is the kicker, he apparently wants to make a cuckold of me. And she seemed into it. They wanted to have segs and have me know they did. Which is why I don't think they have yet. On the going through the phone thing, I know it was dumb. I know what I did. I don't advocate it. But it is how I found out about all of this. I just had suspicions that something was going on with someone. So it did that for me. Would I tell the next person to go through their partner's phone? I don't know. Probably not. I'd tell them if they find something, it'll hurt, because this effing hurts. And if they don't, then they breach the trust and privacy of their significant other for nothing, and that in itself is a weird situation. I don't know, folks. Does that help anyone? Should I elaborate more? Update 1 day later. So we had our talk last night. I got back, and she tried to crack a couple of jokes like things were normal. I started it off and told her that I loved her, and that I had for the nearly 8 years we were together. But this is something I can't forget or forgive. I told her I knew everything said between them. It disgusted me. That it hurt. Deeply. And that she did that. Now, I told her I didn't believe I'd be okay because of this for a long time. That's half true. This will, of course, take plenty of healing, but I know I'll be okay. Now for her side. She told me that none of this had to do with me. None of it was my fault. It was all her. Her mistake, her screw-up. She had been feeling unhappy just about life for a while. She felt stuck in life and aimless. Then this guy, an ex-friend, came along and gave her attention, and it distracted her from how unhappy she was with how her life was. But then it started to progress to a point she didn't know what to do. None of what she said she meant to him. She said it because she knew he wanted to hear it. That it almost didn't seem real to her. It almost felt like a game. I told her it was real to me. That she still said those things. That she can't take that back or undo it. She told me she never intended to hurt me. That's been the hardest thing for her. Because she knew I treated her better than anyone else will. That I'm the only person who had, and will, put up with her BS. She told me I really did treat her better than she deserved. This relationship is officially over, though. I know there's probably more I wish I could have said, but my real takeaway is that I can let go of it. Move on and start to live a new chapter of my life. I haven't told her this yet, I'm going to on Monday, but I have an opportunity at a new place with a coworker. Their roommate leaves in a few months, so that gives me time to save and get some of my life back in order. I have a lot of work ahead of me. A lot of things to figure out. As plenty of people have pointed out, this will be the first time in a long time that I'll be financially and personally independent. I'll only have me to worry about. That's something that'll take some work. But I'm going to welcome the challenge and spend as much time as I can trying to be who I am, more than ever. I also want to say, from the bottom of my heart, sincerely, thank you to everyone who took the time to read and respond to the last post. This has been, and will continue to be, one of the hardest things I've gone through. But you guys have been so amazingly gracious with your advice. I will always remember this and the kindness of random strangers on this silly little website. /relevant comments. Commenter. Good job sticking to your guns, brother. You will be fine. Cut ties, move in with your coworker, and focus on yourself. Did she ever say why she didn't try to reach out to you for like 8 days or try to see you sooner? It seems like she was ready to break up. Op's response. She didn't say why. She did mention her trip with her friend. It was to pick up another friend who was ditched across state lines. She didn't plan the trip. Her friend hit her up, and she felt like she needed the distraction. She said otherwise she'd been doing lots of reflecting and thinking about things. I had my phone beside me with notes and points I wanted to make. She pulled hers out every once in a while for the same thing. She said she genuinely didn't know why she let it happen. She knew he was a scumbag with how he treated our friend, his ex-girlfriend, and that he was actually starting to get mean/pushy toward her. So she hasn't talked to him since. I forgot to mention this part, maybe not the wisest thing, but I told her that I genuinely mean this. If I ever saw him, I would kick the crap out of him. Just for everything. She said she understood, that he clearly never cared about me when I knew him. She apologized a lot. And, say what you all want, I do believe she means it. With that said, it doesn't change things. Op comment update 3 weeks later. Hey. Sorry I haven't updated in a long time. First things first, I'm sick. Going to the doctor Monday. I think I have an ulcer in my stomach, not sure. So I've been dealing with that. But as far as everything else, moving into my new place in about a week. Talk with my ex on and off. Wouldn't say things are friendly okay, but we're being civil. There's nothing really for us to talk about anymore, so it's been like once a week, something random. We had lunch a couple of weeks ago, and she opened up a lot. She has growing to do, I do too, of course, and she's not doing anything with that guy, just wants to focus on herself and bettering herself. Until this past week, being too sick to go out, I've been hanging out with friends and goofing off. Tried to brave a small concert the other day but almost threw up while I was there. I've been meaning to make an update, and I'm sorry I haven't, folks. Things are alright. I've got things going for me. Been basically focusing on that, budgeting, making various lists of things I need and things I want to do. I'm getting 2 paid vacations this year, and just generally figuring out my life.